Environment variables, also called global variables, are available system-wide, in all shells used by Bash when interpreting commands and performing tasks. The system automatically recreates environment variables when a new shell is opened. Examples include the path, home, and hist size variables. The hist size variable defines how many previous commands to store in the history list. The command in the example below displays the value of the hist size variable.
Trên cái số ngoài mọi dừng lại cái game mode này nè. Ai không biết copy là việc đặt variable SSI đi vào hai lượt xong rồi nó hai lượt xe liên quan cho cái yang rắn bị option A này Cisco.
When run without arguments, the env command outputs a list of the environment variables. Because the output of the env command can be quite long, the following examples use a text search to filter that output. In a previous example, variable 1 was
Giờ đâu đây rồi rồi đây hai cái đâu mà thấy được mình lại cập nhật đấy.
Five point 4.3 Path Variable. One of the most important Bash shell variables to understand is the path variable. It contains a list that defines which directories the shell looks in to find commands. If a valid command is entered and the shell returns a command not found error, it is because the Bash shell was unable to locate a command by that name in any of the directories included in the path. The following command displays the path of the current shell. sysadmin at localhost $echo $path /home/ One of the most important Bash shell variables to understand is the path variable. It contains a list that defines which directories the shell looks in to find commands. If a valid command is entered and the shell returns a command not found error, it is because the Bash shell was unable to locate a command by that name in any of the directories included in the path. The following command displays the path of the current shell.
Okay.
Each directory in the list is separated by a character. Based on the preceding output, the path contains the following directories. The shell will check the directories in the order they are listed. Each of these directories is represented by a path. A path is a list of directories separated by the character. If you think of the file system as a map, paths are the directory addresses, which include step-by-step navigation directions. They can be used to indicate the location of any file within the file system. For example, /home/sysadmin is a path to the home directory. If the command is not found in any directory listed in the path variable, then the shell returns an error. If custom software is installed on the system, it may be necessary to modify the path to make it easier to execute these commands. For example, The following will add and verify the /usr/bin/custom directory to the path variable, and the shell returns an error. If custom software is installed on the system, it may be necessary to modify the path to make it easier to execute these commands. For example, the following will add and verify the /usr/bin/custom directory to the path variable. When updating the path variable, always include the current path, so as not to lose access to commands located in those directories. This can be accomplished by appending $path to the value in the assignment expression. Recall that a variable name preceded by a $sign represents the value of the variable. One way to learn more about a command is to look at where it comes from. The type command can be used to determine information about command type. There are several different sources of commands within the shell of your CLI, including internal commands, external commands, aliases, and functions. 5.5.1 Internal commands. Also called built-in commands, internal commands are built into the shell itself. A good example is the cd, change directory, command, as it is part of the bash shell. When a user types the cd command, the bash shell is already executing and knows how to interpret it, requiring no additional programs to be started. The type command identifies the cd command as an internal command. External commands are binary executables stored in directories that are searched by the shell. If a user types the ls command, then the shell searches through the directories that are listed in the path variable to try to find a file named ls that it can execute. If a command does not behave as expected, or if a command is not accessible that should be, it can be beneficial to know where the shell is finding the command or which version it is using. It would be tedious to have to manually look in each directory that is listed in the path variable. Instead, use the which command to display the full path to the command in question. Five 5.5.3 Aliases. An alias can be used to map longer commands to shorter key sequences. When the shell sees an alias being executed, it substitutes the longer sequence before proceeding to interpret commands. For example, the command lsl is commonly aliased to l or ll. Because these smaller commands are easier to type, it becomes faster to run the lsl command line. To determine what aliases are set on the current shell, use the alias command. sysadmin at localhost $. Alias. Alias egrep equals egrep color equals auto. Alias fgrep equals The aliases from the previous examples were created by initialization files. These files are designed to make the process of creating aliases automatic. New aliases can be created using the following format, where name is the name to be given the alias and command is the command to be executed when the alias is run. Alias name equals command. For example, the cal 2019 command displays the calendar for the year 2019. Suppose you end up running this command often. Instead of executing the full command each time, you can create an alias called mycal and run the alias, as demonstrated in the following graphic. .5.4 Functions. Functions can also be built using existing commands to either create new commands, or to override commands built into the shell or commands stored in files. Aliases and functions are normally loaded from NDG Linux Essentials, Chapter 5, Command Line Skills. Command group not found, did you mean? Command. In the format above, function underscore name can be anything that the administrator wants to call the function. The commands that the administrator wants to execute can replace the command's placeholder. Note the formatting, in particular, the location of the parenthesis, and braces, as well as the convention of using tabs to make the function more easily readable. Functions are useful as they allow for a set of commands to be executed one at a time instead of typing each command repeatedly. In the example below, a function called my_report is created to execute the ls, date, and echo commands. Glob characters, also called wildcards, are symbols that have special meaning to the shell. They are interpreted by the shell itself before it attempts to run any command. Glob characters include the asterisk character, the question mark character, and the brackets, among others. Globbing will be covered in greater detail later in the course.
I can't recall the details at all. The room before of the night, what remained the shape of our love, lines on a page, as if everything I knew was reduced to a mood. Was there a time when I was sure there was no need for anything more than just a simple moon, than just a simple moon, than just a simple moon. Is this just a fantasy? Will I soon be at the center of the ceremony, revealing the stage, reading lines from some tired page? But it seems I'm well on my way, when every movement forward is just a delay. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Maybe just a passing dream. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Maybe just a passing dream. My love, my love.
Arguments can be added to commands as well. Adding the location of a specific directory to the ls command will list information for that directory. Use the argument /home to display detailed information about files in the /home directory. Your output should be similar to the following. By using the L option and the /home argument, we can now see that the /home directory has a directory called sysadmin located inside it. Many commands that are executed produce text output like this. You can change what output is produced by a command by using options after the name of the command. Options for a command can be specified in several ways. Traditionally in Unix, options were expressed by a hyphen followed by another character, for example, n. In Linux, options can sometimes also be given by two hyphen characters followed by a word, or hyphenated word, for example, node name. Execute the enemy command again twice in the terminal, once with the option n and again with the option node name. This will display the network node host name, also found in the prompt.
it's harder to agree. Just be sure that you know what the catch is. There's no cure for failed hopes and dreams. Maybe if you know what's right, you'll spend another year with mama. Next thing you know, you're left being taken down a different road. No, I don't wanna be like that. I love you till the end, no matter. Just don't leave yourself like that. Please promise me you won't be saying you should, that you really become. Maybe if you know what's right, you'll spend another year with mama. Next thing you know, you're left being taken down a different road. No, I don't wanna be like that. I love you till the end, no matter. Just don't leave yourself like that. Please promise me you won't miss home. Maybe if you know what's right, you'll spend another year with mama.
Interprets. Instruction.
Coming outside, I got a place we can hide. Nobody knows. I just wanna feel alright. Start it again. I don't wanna have to do it. I'll say goodbye till you're back again. I'll say goodbye till you're back again. How do I know this road's the right way to go? She says bye, think and feel alright. How did it end? I don't wanna have to pretend. I'll stay outside till you're back again.
Distributions.